Hey, thank you all for joining me on this live session where I'm going to create a few pins for my latest blog post. My kids are home, the dog's here, so if you guys hear any noise in the background, that's what that is. And I'm just going to be working, and I invite y'all to work alongside me, and I hope you pick up some tips from all of this. And if you have any questions about anything I'm doing, want me to slow down, just type that into the chat, and I will look at those as we go along. So I'm just going to work and highlight a few of my high points of what I'm doing. My blog post is about 25 affordable Christmas gifts for neighbors. So I'm going to go ahead and start by setting up my pin titles. So this is a new tool I got called Pin Inspector, and it just makes keyword research a whole lot faster. There are free ways to do it, and that's what I did up until a couple of months ago. So I'll put a link in the description to a video I have on free ways to do it. But if you are interested in Pin Inspector, I'll put a link in the description on Pin Inspector as well. It's very affordable. Also, if you'd like me to do a video on how to use Pin Inspector, let me know in the comments and I can do that too. And this is my tracker sheet that I use. It has my blog posts, my pins. I track everything in here. So if you guys are interested in this tracker sheet, I'll put a link to that. It's part of my Pinterest starter system. It just makes everything easy to kind of keep straight and know what you've done and what you want to do. So and I do 10 pins at a time for each blog post. So right now I'm picking out 10 of the best of these keywords that I want for my pin design. So now I'm going to go to my ChatGPT prompts and make those titles a little prettier to be able to copy and paste them onto my pen designs and into my Pinterest scheduler. So that's what I'm doing now. And this again is part of my Pinterest starter system, these ChatGPT prompts. Sometimes ChatGPT does not cooperate. Okay, here's what I wanted. And people love to look for budget friendly, cheap, affordable things on Pinterest. So I try to always use some of those as words on my pin design. Okay, so now I have my 10 pin titles and what I'm going to use for my text overlay for my design. So now I'm going to go ahead and start designing my pins, which is my favorite part. Now I've been doing Christmas content for about 2 months now. You want to get started early. We're just in August, but I already started a couple months ago. So I reuse the same pin templates usually. So I'm going to just make a copy of this, rename it for my current blog post, and switch out the images where needed. I'm going to drag this over to my other screen so you won't see this part, but it's just easier to have things on multiple screens. I have 3, so it makes things a lot faster. Sometimes it's hard to find certain images on Canva. I have a feeling it's going to be kind of difficult to find images that portray Christmas gifts for neighbors, so we'll see. That's okay. Let's try a different search. Do Christmas friends. Okay, that one's okay. So sometimes you have to search different things. Even though my post is about Christmas gifts for neighbors, there were no good pictures that came up for that. So I just typed in Christmas gifts or Christmas friends, and then it brings up better images. So we'll see if we can work with this. So that's my first pin done. Now I'm going to keep going through. And I did my pin design first, all my Pinterest keyword research and things like that before I did my blog post. And I usually do that because it's more important that this idea works for Pinterest. So I make sure that the keywords are there, that I can find good images for pins and all of that before I go through the trouble of writing a blog post. Otherwise, I just wasted my time writing a blog post that isn't Pinterest friendly. So that's why I'm doing my pin design and Pinterest stuff first. And I always just copy and paste these words in because I'm a terrible speller and you don't want any spelling errors. Otherwise, Pinterest may not be able to read what you're trying to put in there if you have a typo. So I always just make sure to spell check within my tracking sheet that I have, and I could just copy and paste it right into the pen design. And I definitely always choose different images for each one of these 10 that I'm putting out there. I always try to choose pictures with people. I think that those get more clicks, but like this one that I used last time, I couldn't find any more pictures that conveyed my pen, so the idea of my pen, so I just put Christmas presents, but hopefully I can find some more that convey Christmas gifts for neighbors at least a little bit. And I always try to make my text as big as possible, as easy to read as possible. That's a really good picture. And I've got one more. Okay, so that was number 10. And I always like to hit this button here at the bottom, the grid, so that I can kind of see them far away, what they will look like when people are scrolling. And also this helps me look to see if there's any errors or like spacing is weird or anything like that. So I'm just gonna scan through, make sure I changed everything. Like this text can be a little bigger. I'm going to try to make the picture smaller and increase this a little bit. Okay, so let's look at the rest of these. Okay, I am done creating all my pins for this blog post, and then after this I'll write the blog post, and then I'll actually go in and pin and write the description and everything. And I'll leave a link in the description for that process, how I do all of that. I do have a video on my blog writing process and my actual pinning process. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope you all have a good day.